players from your hometown school. Now, let's hit the club and get this party started.
All right, now go.
It's on, but it's not playing anything.
What is it like to do here?
So you can hear Christian really, really well. You can't hear any of the players at all. I don't know if it's just them not talking loud.
Better?
Yep. You can't hear a thing they're saying.
In every 5
facet of our game too.
Anthony, anything to add on that?
Not just execute. It's all on us. We're definitely honed in on Tulane, but honestly, it's just about improving ourselves so that we can really put together a full game where we're just executing the whole time, where there's no ups and downs, but where we're just being consistent. And that's been a big word for this week is just consistency. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what every offensive guy that's come through over the last 4 or 5 weeks has talked about, like putting it together for a whole game, not having the ups and downs. You get 2 or 3 drives in a row where you can go score, and then it kind of goes flat for a couple of drives. What is the key to that? Because I think at the end of the Boise State game, like from the 5-minute mark of the second quarter on, we kind of saw that consistency. So what's the key to carrying that throughout the rest of the year?
I think one of the big keys is coming out with energy and juice, because sometimes we might tend to start out flat or something happens early on and then everything gets shaken up. So just being able to, ride the waves and not get too high, not get too low, just stay in that optimal zone and continue to stay in that zone the whole game. That's probably one of the biggest things.
And being resilient too, because the game's not always going to go our way. So just really just being able to adjust to any given situation. Like last week against Boise State, our first drive was from our 1 or 2 yard line on a punt that should have been touchback.
Right.
So we just got to adjust those situations and just honestly go from there and just execute and follow the game plan, because our coaches make it easy for us with the game plan that they lay out for us. So we just got to execute.
So as a team, offensive and defensively, you mentioned, not coming out flat, having energy. How important is it in this game not to come out like that? You guys obviously were able to avoid a loss against Boise State, even though you went down 17-0. How important is a fast start against Tulane?
It's going to be very important, because football is a game of momentum. So if you let a player take off with the momentum and you can't overcome their momentum, then you're not going to win the football game. No matter if you're way more talented and got better athletes, got better game plan, you have to be able to execute whenever you get the chance to execute. So red zone, whether that be we're getting the red zone and we take we need touchdowns instead of field goals, or not having 3 and outs, stuff like that. Just whatever it takes to keep the ball over.
Got to come out swinging.
Yeah.
Got to come out swinging.
Because they're a good enough team to where we make mistakes and they'll reward from our mistakes. They'll act on it instead of how the past games have been, where we make a lot of mistakes, but we're still able to pull it through. This game, we can't afford mistakes.
And they got good players. They got players. They're gonna make plays. Football game, the other team gonna make a play. Something's gonna happen. It's
right.
just really about our ability to stay together and just continue to trust in our game plan and trust the coaches and what they laid out for us. Because we got a game plan. It's in set, but it's just about us sticking together and executing how we need to.
So talking to my guys that were here last year, obviously you mentioned revenge and coming back and beating Tulane. That was a tough loss last year. How much does that add to the next season? Because so often we hear it's just another game, it's just the next game on the schedule. But how much different is it when it's this scenario?
Well, for me personally, last year I didn't get a chance to play Tulane, but I seen from the sideline or even watching at home how much that game meant, and it's just. It weighs on me a lot to know that, last year I didn't get to play, this year I get a chance to play, and they're defending defending conference champs. So, it's just a different feeling. It's just different. Everybody together, the whole defense coming together, the whole team coming together, special teams, offense, everybody's coming together. So it just feels a little bit different. That week off we just had, it just helped us all come together, because they had a week off too. They had a bye week. They was doing the same thing we was doing. We was working, they was working. They had meetings, we had meetings, So it's a different feeling now. I don't know how to explain it. It's just different. You know how to be different? Be different. So it's just different.
Anthony, anything from last year going into this game?
Yeah, shoot. We got to get our lick back.
Yeah.
Last game, first half we didn't play anywhere near that we should have. It was a rough start, but we ended up fighting. But this year, we're ready to go. This bye week was great, because it just for me personally, it made me miss football. It made me miss like the game week and stuff. So I think a lot of us are just ready to go and get our lick back. So
Yeah. So everybody's kind of mentioned them being the defending champions and stuff like that. And with the way that everything went down last year, like, I know we just asked you what it meant and how it felt, but like, what does it add going straight at the people that did what you want? Because no one's made any bones about it. Like, y'all's goal this year is to win the conference championship. Like, that's it. That's the goal. That's the big goal of the season. So how important is it to beat the team that just did it?
I think it's important in a sense, but at the same time, the preparation doesn't change.
Yeah.
How we prepare for Bethune-Cookman is the same way we're gonna prepare for Tulane. And that's how I'm thinking of it. Like, as long as we execute, nobody can beat us.
Yeah.
We got all the talent we need. It's like, as long as we on the same page, execute, stay together, nobody can. So it's a big game, but at the same time, it's the next game for us. For us.
Yeah.
Nothing they do that's gonna change how we execute.
Yeah.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
And like every week, Coach Cransey, our OC, tells us like we're playing against a faceless opponent because it's really us versus ourselves. So it's really just improving to where we're in a better place than we were last week, and just making sure that we're learning from our mistakes so that, like we said earlier, play that complete game.
Yeah.
So it's really just us versus us.
And going back to the goal of being conference champions, like we have to, like, to be a king, you gotta kill the king. Like, they're the return it, like they were the champions last year. So I mean, I feel like making the biggest statement is obviously beating the reigning champions.
Yeah. You got anything to add, Julian?
No, I'm good.
Cool. So the only game you guys lost this year, I don't want to talk to you specifically, but the only game you guys lost this year was Missouri. It's really been the only game where Blake Watson has struggled to run the ball, where there just wasn't much room for him to get going against Missouri. In this game, in a game where it's really is like a heavyweight matchup, 3.5-point favorites for Tulane, it's going to be a close game. It's at home. Like, what does the running game, what does Blake Watson, Sutton Smith, and those guys, what do they mean to this game?
I mean, I feel like they mean just as much to this game as they did to every game. I mean, we have some pretty talented backs, and as long as we as in the offensive lines, tight ends, and whoever else is blocking, like, as long as we do what we have to do, like, you've seen it all year. Blake makes people miss. Sut's explosive. Like we got guys, so like we got to put them in great positions to execute.
Yeah, I know it's kind of an obvious answer and an obvious question to this, but like for maybe casual fans or people that don't understand in depth about the game, like when you guys are able to run the ball, how much does that open up the offense? For both of you guys, like how much does it open up the offense and help this offense move the ball and stay consistent, like we're talking about?
Oh, it makes the major difference, because like just thinking. Like when a football game turns into a 7-on-7 match, then that's when it gets harder and harder to, like, for the coordinator to make calls, because he doesn't feel confident that we're going to move the ball running. So we come out on first down, pass the ball, yada, yada. And then when, like, you only go into a game with so many schemes, so many route combinations, and like after defense sees them 2-3 times, they're going to make adjustments and everything. So like turning into a pass like happy offense doesn't like help like late game, I'd say.
Anything to add on that?
Yeah, I just think we got so many weapons on our team that like when the run game isn't working, then our pass game is working. When pass game isn't working, then our run game is working. And I think that's why that makes us so effective, because we're just a dynamic offense. And especially for the run game, like when the run game works, then I get open specifically as a tight end in the pass game. So, yeah, I mean, there's some dudes, but we got a bunch of dudes on our team. So, yeah.
All right. Well,
He keeps
sorry,
the defense
Chandler.
off the field too.
All right, we are going to take a quick break. Obviously, Tulane game this Friday night I'm still calling it the Liberty Bowl, I'm sorry, but at the Liberty Bowl. Come out, get your tickets, be out there Friday night for the game against Tulane. So we're going to take a quick break. You can see ads for all of our shows, and we'll be back on the other side. We'll get stories from these guys on how they got here.
Bluff City Media and Bluff City NIL are proud partners of Coaching for Literacy, a Memphis nonprofit using the power of sports to impact childhood literacy. When you donate to Bluff City NIL through Coaching for Literacy, your gift is 100% tax deductible. This partnership is a win-win-win. Tiger student athletes win in the NIL landscape. Coaching for Literacy wins by engaging Tiger student athletes in this monumental cause. And most importantly, elementary students in Memphis receive support to become strong readers. To donate today, visit coachingforliteracy.org/bluff-city.
There's also been some, conjecture around there about what does this mean for Penny? And I'm so tired of that conversation, Christian.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Bro, what did he just do this offseason?
Right. Yeah, it's never enough. I mean, Jordan Brown, Javon Quinterly, and Nick Jordan, a lot of guys, Jaquan Walton. Like, come on. Aren't all Memphis fans tired of freshmen anyway? I know I would. I mean, like, if I was a Memphis fan, I would be. Just as someone who covers the team, like, yeah. I am all on team old dudes. Like, just keep bringing in transfers.
Unless you tell me this kid is going to be the next LeBron James, or unless you tell me this kid is that highly rated, that highly ranked, like off the rip, day one is the best player on the team, I don't care, man. If a kid chooses Memphis, if a kid doesn't, it doesn't bother me.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
We teased about what's going to happen with John, the suspension. I don't know if he's going to be wearing a big mustache and change his name to, Ha Miranda or something. I don't know what they're going to do. But I think they're playing with us. You talk to Taylor Jenkins, he's like, oh, we don't really know. Dude, you know whether John Morant is going to be in practice or not.
And we've known about this suspension now for a substantial period of time.
I am a Grizz conspiracy theorist, as you all know.
Yes.
And this is what I think has happened. I think they're lying. All right.
Anthony Sain's conspiracy theories do not reflect my evidence.
I'm just going to throw this off.
Warning.
But I think that the league has told him he can practice, he can go to camp, but he has to be zero visibility. Oh, that's actually the same theories. Those are not the thoughts of Jessica Benson.
Sure.
Even if she was nodding her head, that was just out of courtesy. That wasn't that she
just being polite.
Right, exactly. So,
I'm your guest.
All right, something else they lied to us about. Steven Adams.
Oh, God.
Tune in to The Anthony Sain Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Shout out to freaking Gillis for
shout out to Tanner Gillis, dude.
Stepping in and looking like a kicker.
Was that not the weirdest tweet ever?
I don't want to even. It's disgusting. How do both of your scholarship kickers the first tweet I saw didn't say anything about injury, so I was like, it is the stomach bug. The Willis household has it. He was hanging out.
That's right.
With Seth and Tristan.
Yeah, we all went to Firehouse.
They must have been roommates in St. Louis. They got boo-boo bottom and they can't play. And then somebody said they were injured, and I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on? Did they get hurt at Topgolf? Trying to outdrive each other?
I had no clue how your kicker gets hurt. Not one.
Not just one, both.
Yeah,
both. In the same week. Something's fishy.
He said that he knew that they were hurt, but they were kind of day to day, so I didn't want to say anything about it.
I mean, were they riding somewhere together and were in a minor car accident?
Tandem bikes?
Yeah, I don't know. On a tandem bike and fell over.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
What's up, everybody? We are back, and now I'm going to quit talking, let these guys talk, tell us about how they got here. We did a little debate before. I think Julian's going to start. No, Chandler's going to start? Okay, Chandler's going to start.
I started off. So, me, born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, just east of Atlanta, DeKalb County. Always been a funny kid, always been energetic. 4 or 5 kids, or I'm the fourth of the 5 kids.
You got 4 or 5 kids?
Started playing football when I was 5 years old. I started as a center because put it closer. All right. So I started playing center because nobody else could snap the ball. So it was just like, all right, you can snap, put your hands on that dude right there. All right, I can do that. So I started off playing center, played center and linebacker. So I've always been playing linebacker from the jump. played a bunch of other sports, but kind of like football was the one I fell in love with. Like, played basketball a little bit, stopped growing. Everybody else getting 6'5", 6, stopped growing, playing football. So, fell in love with football, played football all the way through to now. So, like, been playing football my whole life. I actually didn't play my freshman year of high school. Like, so the way my school was set up, you had to get accepted into the school. So, like, I got accepted a week before the school started. So, like, AAU football is kind of, like, park ball is kind of big in Georgia. So, I played my park ball team my freshman year. And I'm a year early, too. So, I'm 13 years old, freshman year of high school. Like, so I'm scared. I'm not going to say I'm scared, but, like, college or high school football is a little different. Yeah, you know what it looked like to me. But sophomore year, came in there, spring football, smacked the senior. Like, we was doing the spider drill, you know, when there's a lineman and the running back is on.
Yeah.
I'm the lineman. I put my head out on the line against the starting line.
Y'all got spring football down south. You know, North.
Y'all don't got spring football?
Nah.
Spring football the way. Like, that's why all the coaches coming through. But coming in there, smack the starting guard, like, hit him. I'm like, okay, I might be tough. I might be tough. But another crazy thing is I get sick halfway through, like, stop showing up, like, get a bad sickness. He's like, bro, you can't come out. Like, you can't play. So missed that. Started going to summer. Fast forward a little bit. Ended up winning the starting job my sophomore year. Played my sophomore year. Shoulder came out, missed like 6 games. So missed half the season. Junior year, snap on like first team all region and first team all county. Senior year, snap played a little running back too. Was told. I was a tough running back. You can pull up the tape. It's crazy. And I was like 200 pounds too. So
he's moving, huh?
moving. Played running back, first team all state, but I was 16 I was 16 at the time, so I really wasn't getting no offers. Like, I had FCS schools, like some D2s, because I went to a small high school, but didn't get no offers. Like, I was playing good ball, just never really got no offers. So, Miami was talking to me at the time. They wanted me to graduate early. So, I ended up enrolling early, or I didn't go to Miami, but I ended up deciding to graduate early. So, enrolled early at East Tennessee State. That was the offer I chose to go to, East Tennessee State, December. Went there. I enjoyed it, but it was different though. Everybody country, like, it's opposite of like this Tennessee. It's the complete opposite. In the mountains, in the middle of nowhere. Went there, had to grow up a little bit though. You know, I'm 16, homesick, flew back home, like, wasn't trying to be there no more. But fast forward a little bit, I didn't play. I actually got surgery on my shoulder. Had tore my labrum, got surgery.
You were 16?
16 when I got there.
You're 16 in college.
16 in college. I was 17. I was 17 for a week. But, like, I was there 17, like, a weekend.
Yeah.
So I get there. The COVID year happens. COVID happens January 2020. Get there, go home for 6 weeks or 6 months actually. Get there in the FCS. We didn't play in the fall, so we played spring ball. Like, so it's fall camping in November, December. It's cold. It's brick outside. It's cold outside. So we get there, cool. I'm in the sling. I'm having surgery. It's like a 26-year-old senior in front of me. He an 8th year. This is before COVID. He a 7th, 8th year. He got a whole ESPN article, all that. 8th year in front of me. I know I'm not going to play, so I'm out there messing around. I'm chilling. Fast forward, I'm a freshman again, like true freshman again. Didn't play that year again. He was still there. Fast forward, I redshirted that year. My redshirt freshman year, I ended the year with. I ended the year with 96 tackles, like 10 for loss, 5 sacks. I snapped first year. So went freshman All-American, first team all conference. Left, and I'm here. You know, I wanted to do better for myself, like just on and off the field, somewhere that can continue to develop me. And I'm here, and happy to be here. Got here in January. Been loving it ever since. Feel me?
What's your favorite thing about Memphis so far since you've been here?
Oh, Memphis, the food. The food pot down here. It's a lot of good food spots.
Yeah.
It's alright compared to the north. But y'all be eating.
They all right to that.
I say the food and the people cool. It's a different culture down here. Like you gotta adjust to it in a sense.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
All right, Scooter, what you got? Same hometown, right? OB?
Yeah.
Me too.
Are you from OB? I ain't know that. Are you with the Alabama High School?
Nope.
Where you go?
Lewisburg.
Oh, you went to Lewisburg. Okay. I went to Lewisburg briefly for like 2 months.
Did you, for real?
Yeah. But,
2 months. Go there.
but I mean, my story is a little bit different than Chandler. I really wasn't. I played 1 year of Little League when I was young. That was probably my first year playing football. I believe I played linebacker.
Play linebacker?
I think, like, I really don't even remember because the only reason I was on the team is because the coach brought me to McDonald's every practice.
Just like the big boy.
Yeah, because I had hoop jerseys. I mean, my dad, he was drafted in the NBA. He played overseas. So growing up, that's all I just watched my dad play basketball and stuff. And my whole life I wanted to hoop. But so I didn't play football until I joined the team my sophomore year after transferring back from Lewisburg my freshman year because I transferred to go play basketball there. But, that wasn't going to work out. I was sorry. But, yeah.
If you could make the team at Lewisburg?
Oh, I was already on the team.
Okay, I was about to say that's tough.
How big were you coming in?
Coming in like as a freshman? About six. I was literally the same size. I was grown since my freshman year. But yeah, I joined the team my sophomore year, but never played football before. I was ineligible, so I really was just. I was like a scout team done getting beat up by some SEC guys. But after that season, spring ball came, and I actually got to learn the position I played, and actually got into it. I started to pick up a little interest from Mississippi State because the coach was there because we had a few state commits from the previous year played. So they was always around. Go through spring, have a good summer, and have a good junior year. And I ended up getting my first offer from Mississippi State right before our first playoff game that year. And, it just kind of blew up from there. The following spring, I got a whole bunch of offers from SEC schools, Alabama, LSU, all that yada yada. Ended up playing a good senior year. Committed to LSU. Got to LSU after in the middle of COVID. So my welcome to college was a sweet because everybody's talking about fall camp this, fall camp that, but COVID it was so easy.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I wasn't ready to play freshman year at all. So it was just just went through the season. And if anybody knows about that season, it wasn't good for us. But yeah, come and then go through the spring. Spring, I'm kind of last in depth chart at my position. Well, not last, I'm third string, not really getting a whole bunch of reps. Just trying to stay in, not really doing too good, making off the field decisions as far as academics and stuff, personal choices. So I was really setting myself back, unknowingly. Yeah. And then so second year comes around, I'm just chilling. But I ended up having to start the second game of the season. I ended up starting my second and third games of the season. My second year, and I was kind of hyped about that. Got a few starts under my belt early in my career. I felt ended up playing much the rest of the year due to some bad choices I was making. And then that year rolls around. Coach gets fired. We get a new head coach. And that was a rough time for me because I wasn't in a position where I could leave because of some certain stuff. So I just had to stay there, tough it out, and try to prove myself to the new coaching staff and all that type of stuff. We went good. I had a really good spring, but I just couldn't. I could never really recover from some stuff I did there.
Because you were competing for what starting? Was it center that you were?
No,
guard.
Yeah,
okay.
I was competing for guard. I was starting for a little bit, but I could never gain the trust of the coaches because of my past. So it just kind of was a struggle for me that whole year. I was just a rotation guy, pretty much being there whenever they needed me for some situations, playing a few playing a few punt on Shield, and all that goes on. And then after the season, I decided to enter the portal. And from high school, I was recruited by Coach Silverfield when he was an offensive line coach at Memphis.
Yeah.
So I was always at University of Memphis, like doing camps or whatever, just coming up there to chill. Like me and Silverfield was like this during recruiting because he's a cool dude. If you ever talk to Coach Silverfield, pretty down to earth coach, like one of the younger coaches. So he was just a cool dude to be around. So when I hit the portal, me and him connected immediately. And since I'm from Olive Branch, it's really close to home. I feel like it'll be better for me mentally having my family around. My granddad finally got to come to one of my college games. And that type of stuff is like one of the reasons why I came to Memphis, and I've been loving it ever since. I get to come meet new teammates, do the whole experience over again, and pave my own path of basically get a clean slate and pave my path of what I want my college career to be like. So I'm just thankful Coach Silverfield took me in and gave me a second chance at college football.
Gotcha. Anthony, you're up.
My name's Anthony Landphere. I'm from the Bay Area, California. So I'm a little ways away from home, but so going back, my first love was. Am I talking loud?
No, you're good.
Okay, bad. My first love was really basketball. I was a hooper. I started playing football 7th grade, and then played a couple of years in youth league and stuff, Pop Warner. But I really love hoop. That was my main sport. So played both football and basketball in high school. But then my junior year, I quit football just to be a hooper, just because that's what I wanted to do. But after my junior year, I wasn't really getting recruited by any schools I really wanted, and it just wasn't going great. So, and I honestly missed football, so I went back to it. But junior year is kind of a big year for recruiting because that's really where you show out, get recruited. Because by the time you're a senior, people are committed, they don't really have offers like that. But I played 3 or 4 games my senior year, playing tight end, and I'm just doing my thing, really just being an athlete and stuff. And then I get my first offer from San Jose State, and I get an offer from San Diego State. And then the next game, I actually break my arm, to where it ended my season, or it was supposed to. So I ended up committing to San Diego State. I got there, and I was 6'5", but just lanky, 210, not ready for D1 football. So that was definitely a big that was definitely a big wake up call. So spent my freshman year there, redshirted. But I just realized I wasn't ready. So I just thought it'd be best for me to go back home to junior college, College of San Mateo, right by where I'm from. Am I the only JUCO product here right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. JUCO, baby.
Props to you.
Yeah.
JUCO and Cali different.
Yeah.
So JUCO ball in Cali, you don't get no housing.
Right. So that's the thing. In California, there's no, for junior colleges, there's no scholarships, no housing, no meal plan or anything like that. Our coaches did everything they could to provide us with help and stuff, but it was rough. I had teammates sharing 1-bedroom apartment, 6 of them, just
How
crazy.
far were you going back and forth every day?
So I grew up 15 minutes away, so I was blessed to be able to just live at home.
Just go home.
Yeah, but there were definitely just some stories that are crazy, just what people had to go through. But honestly, it was honestly some of the best times playing football was in JUCO, just because you just get out the mud with all your brothers and stuff, and those are guys I really am still really close to, and I would ride for. I really love them. So, and two, in junior, I never really in high school, I never got that time to really get recruited for real. So junior college was kind of an opportunity for me to really just give it my all, get recruited, see what happens, see where it goes. And I ended up getting some big offers, playing, doing my thing. But just chose Memphis just because it was the best fit for me. They use tight ends here. There's a lot of schools that have tight ends on the roster, but they don't use them.
Yeah.
So here, like, there's just a really long history of tight ends, and I love here though. Like, I love Memphis. I love like the people here, the food, everything. So like, I'm really just happy and blessed to be here.
I was transition from Cali to Memphis. That was different. I already know.
So, Coach Salem, my tight end coach, loves to tell the story to like every recruit, every new person. But I actually tried to quit after my first day here. First day, we did our workout. I got back to the apartment. I'm like, yeah, I'm packing up my bags. I'm going back to Cali.
I don't think people understand like how much Memphis work.
Yeah.
Like, from Michigan State to here is totally different work ethic. People don't even understand. Like, yeah, bro.
But it was like, it wasn't even that though. It was just like being like I was in culture shock.
Right.
Like,
so far away.
Yeah.
I already know.
And I got here in the winter. So like in California, there's not really a winter. Like, like the trees are still green, like flat sun shining. Here, like there's no leaves on the tree. Yeah, I was just like,
don't do that, y'all.
Michigan.
Yeah, so like I didn't know like anyone here. Really, the only person I knew was Salem, but he was on the road recruiting, so I was on my own, and I was like, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Yeah. So I called Salem. He didn't pick up because he was recruiting and stuff. I called Silverfield, and he's just like, so you're just gonna quit? And then he came back, I talked to him in his office and stuff. Like, basically, they just showed me love and stuff. And at this point, like, I'm really happy I stayed. So yeah.
Homesickness is real.
Real.
Man. I promise you, when I first got to my school, that's a completely different culture shock to me too. Like, coming from the country, like coming from, I went to all black high school, like all this, and going to the country, like mountain country. I wanted to go home too. I went home after a week. Like,
All right, Julian, close us out.
Oh man. Well, hey, how y'all doing, man? I'm Julian Barnett. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. So I started playing football when I was about 7 years old. I always been a football fanatic, you know. I play other sports, basketball, I swam, you know. I tried to play hockey and stuff when I was younger, but ain't never
hockey. Yeah,
that's crazy. No, facts. That's what I do in Detroit, though.
I don't think I ever played hockey.
I ain't gonna lie. It ain't a lot of hockey. I don't know a lot of hockey team, but I tried, you know, just try stuff. But I started playing football when I was about 7 years old. Believe it or not, I know I'm skinny, you know, kind of fast now, but I used to play O-line, bro. I have a picture that I post every now and then that when we were number 70. No, actually 68. I think it's 68, 67 or 68. You know, I always post it just, you know, make me remember where I came from. But I didn't
play football for real.
Facts, like, I was always, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I was always trash in football. Like, growing up, I was always trash. Like,
I ain't believe.
Julian, get back. Like, you're not getting in the game. That was me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't be good in football until I was about like 13, 14, my last year playing Little League football, you know. And before that, I didn't think I would ever play high school football. I mean, I would go play high school football, but not take it seriously. You know, I'd go play for the fun of it and play basketball. Because at that point, when I was about 13, 14, I'm like, I'm just play basketball. But that last year of me playing Little League football, I actually found out I was good. So, school in Michigan school in Detroit called Cass Tech. Cass Tech has produced a lot of players. Y'all know who Dr. Cooper Jones is.
Yeah.
Jordan Lewis. You know, they produce a lot of players, you know, in the NFL. So, they had a coach ended up getting a head coaching job at this school called Belleville High School, and it's about 45 minutes away from Detroit. And I caught wind to it. So, as my freshman year, I took that 45-minute drive every day from Detroit to Belleville, bro. Like, had to hop at the fruit, had to get up at 5 a.m., get on the freeway, make that drive.
5 a.m. is crazy.
But, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it was all worth it, though, you know? And I didn't actually think I'd get here today because, like, Belleville, where the heck is Belleville at? You know, like, don't nobody know where Belleville is, bro. Like, but now, you know, Belleville has, like, they're ranked number 19 in the nation on Max Prep. You know, they have the number 1 quarterback in the nation. And it's Bryce Underwood. Like, they have good players there. But back to me, it's like my freshman year in high school, you know, came out the billboard. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't know nobody else. And my first time ever seeing the school, well, not seeing the school, but like people seeing me or knowing who I am, other than my football teammates, was the first football game of the season. So they like, okay, we out there playing. It was a good game. They're like, who was 12? I'm a freshman out there playing. I ended up starting my freshman year, and I played receiver. I always play receiver. Like I'm always been an offensive player. Like I didn't start playing defense until I got a little bit older. Probably my senior year or in college. So my freshman year, I ended up starting and having a good year. I got my first unofficial or official offer. Well, not official offer, but my first unofficial offer my freshman year on my birthday. So I remember that like it was yesterday. It was. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know how to feel. I was literally about to get ready to go work out. It was my birthday, so I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. It was from Iowa State. So then after that, like that spring of my freshman year in high school, I was blessed enough to have a high school coach who took us around the nation. Like he literally would spend out his own pocket, grab a 15-passenger van and take us around the nation and go camping and stuff. And I love him for that. Like to this day, like if I could give him the word, I will. Like because he gave me the word in my eyes. So my freshman year that spring, I went around, camped a lot of places, got my name out there, and I basically took off from there. Like they see me like, oh yeah, he has a college football player body type, stuff like that. So as years go on, I get better and I get better. I get offers from a lot of places around the world. Around the states, but I didn't really get any like small offers going up. So I started big, so I ended big. My junior year, I ended up committing to Michigan State, December 24th, right before Christmas. I ended up committing there because I felt like it was the most suitable place for me, and I ain't gonna lie, it felt like home. Like when I first got the offer, like my dream school growing up has always been West Virginia. When I got that Michigan State offer, it just felt different because it's like right down the street from the house, and my family always come see me play. That's my biggest issue about what I would do when I go to college or where I go. So I ended up going to Michigan State my freshman year. Coach Salem, our tight end coach here at Memphis, he was my offensive coordinator at Michigan State. So I go there to play DB. I've been playing receiver my whole life, y'all. Like even in high school, like they recruited me to play receiver. I go there to play DB. I switched my own position. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
How you feel about that?
I didn't care. Like I didn't care. I just wanted to play football. Like so, I went to play DB, right? And that first camp, because Antonio asked me like, "Do you want to play now or do you want to wait?" I'm like, "Coach, I want to get on the field. Put me wherever. I do anything. Special teams, whatever. I was willing to do anything." So I want to say 2 days after that, he moved me to receiver. Boom. I ain't sad or nothing about it. I'm just like, okay, this is probably how things go. So I'm playing receiver, and I'm doing good, but I ain't doing my best. I'm not going to do better. Third game of the season, we're going to get Arizona State. Coach Salem throws me in the game. My first collegiate catch, first everything, I caught it, took about 50 yards. And after that, it was just like, ooh, that's the guy. You feel me? That was the guy. But we also had Cody White, who was the guy. So after that game, I probably started my probably by like week 6 when we played Michigan. And when we played Michigan, I went lights out. Like I had a good game, even though we lost. I went lights out.
You were returning too, right?
Yeah, I returned too and everything. Yeah, I had a good time at Michigan State. Like I returned and
what Michigan Stadium look like? Like how Michigan Stadium look deep?
It's Michigan Stadium or Michigan State Stadium?
Michigan. I know that's a rivalry too.
So Michigan Stadium is definitely, you can't hear nothing, bro. It's called the big house for a reason. Like 100,000 or 125,000.
110, yeah, like 110.
Bro, it's like you walk down the tunnel, and I mean, you know how the fans be right there and everything? No, the fans is right there, bro. Like the field, like in Iowa, the field is like close to the stadium. I mean the
stands.
The stands. That's how it is. I mean, it got a little more, but it's really that close, bro. You can't hear nothing. I played in high school too, so like it was different in high school. But when I went there in college, all the people, bro, you can't hear nothing. All you see is a wave of blue, wave of yellow. You don't hear nothing. You barely can hear the quarterback. Like, so we had to go on a clap or like it was crazy. But like my freshman year, I started as a receiver and did all that. But after that, unfortunately, Coach Antonio had retired 22 right before COVID. Then we had got Coach Mel Tucker. And when he came in, before Coach Antonio had retired, he had moved me and told me that I was going to play both ways. So I was happy. You feel me? I was about to play both ways. So I'm trying to get back to my DB ways, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm playing DB, and then he ends up retiring. So Mel Tucker came in. He just told me he just wanted me to play defense. So I just played defense. And 2020 year, I was kind of in the bind on if I wanted to play or not. If I did, and I ended up playing, but I didn't end up playing as much as I wanted to. You know, things didn't work out for me. So I had got moved from corner to nickel, back to corner, back to nickel, and it really wasn't working out for me. And like, you know, it'd probably be best for me if I get in the portal. So I ended up getting in the portal. Had a lot of schools come after me and stuff like that. And the day I committed, I had like 4 or 5 schools come to me, bro. It wasn't heartbreaking because like at first it was heartbreaking because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I'm like, it's Memphis. Like people tell me Memphis is just like the crib. Like, I'm from Detroit, so I'm like, okay, I don't really want to get in no trouble, you know. I want anything weird to go on. So I'm like, it is what it is. So I ended up coming to Memphis because I talked to Coach Clark, and I've known Clark since he was at Oregon, and he's just been a cool guy. And my boys from Detroit has known him also. So I asked them about him and been pretty well. So, and my family's from down south. I've always wanted to come down south. They're from Georgia, but I mean they're not from Tennessee, but they're from Georgia. And then I always wanted to experience something on my own and get away from home. So the thing was for me, like, was my family would be able to come down here and see me, and they were able to come down here and see me. So it's been pretty well. Like this year, this game that we got coming up against Tulane could be the first game they're coming down here, and I'm so happy, bro. Like y'all just don't know, like
Got a ball.
like
Yeah,
if you
that's
peep
awesome.
game, like if you peep game, like every game for the like this season, every game I have cried, like not cried because my family wasn't here. Just I don't know, bro. It just don't feel right. I don't know, bro. And then so when I first got to Memphis, I ended up playing. I ended up starting my first year, but I ended up getting hurt. So yeah, I put my boy Greg Ribbon got the spot. And I worked through some things, came back, played a little bit, but didn't play as much. And then 2022 season, came back, was playing a lot, but I ended up hurting myself and breaking my leg week 4 against North Texas. So I had to sit out, and I didn't get to play a lot of teams that I wanted to play. So we back here now, and then first 2 games of the season, first 3 games. Who played third game?
Navy.
First 3 games of the season, I really wasn't in the rotation. You know, I was dabbling in, but now I finally found my way into the rotation, and we're here now. You know, it's been pretty fun. You know, I love Memphis. You know, and Memphis, like for me, coming down to Memphis was like it wasn't a culture shock. I would say it wasn't that, but it's like I was able to embrace the culture more than anything. I don't know why. I was just able to. I think I fit in here, bro. I think I was meant to be down here. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I like Memphis a lot. It's pretty cool. It's just like home. Like you just got to be in the right place at the right time because stuff happens everywhere. Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Choose your poison.
I think Memphis get a bad rap.
Yeah, it does, bro. And it's not. I mean, yeah, it's bad, but it's not that bad. Like, come on, now. Like we know it's bad. Come on, now, be real.
Yeah, folks back like you gonna come to Memphis and like just get shot for walking.
Right, like it does not happen.
It ain't like that. All right, well, we're going to close it out. We're going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys telling your stories, for talking, letting the people get to know you a little bit. Want to shout out Let It Fly. Again, thank them for having us here every week. You can join us every single week, every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Also, big shout out to Bluff City NIL and Coaching for Literacy for sponsoring it. We'll be back here next week.
Peace.
Thank you.
Bluff City Media and Bluff City NIL are proud partners of Coaching for Literacy, a Memphis nonprofit using the power of sports to impact childhood literacy. When you donate to Bluff City NIL through Coaching for Literacy, your gift is 100% tax deductible. This partnership is a win-win-win. Tiger student athletes win in the NIL landscape. Coaching for Literacy wins by engaging Tiger student athletes in this monumental cause. And most importantly, elementary students in Memphis receive support to become strong readers. To donate today, visit coachingforliteracy.org/bluff-city.
There is a big game coming up on Friday night against Tulane. Obviously has huge implications for the American, for the AAC championship game, for potential New Year's Six Bowl. Like, this is the game of the year. This team is not Tulane of last year. Yes, they're a good football team, but without a guy like Tajay Spears, who scored his first touchdown in the NFL on Sunday and is basically splitting snaps with Derrick Henry for the Tennessee Titans right now, like, Tulane is not the same team without him. They're still good. I'm not saying they're not good.
Yeah.
But they're much more beatable than they were last year. They were extremely, extremely good. That was a very good team. They lost a lot of really good players from that team. And now you have this game, which ultimately could decide the American, depending on what happens the rest of the year.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
But looking back on it, I think Seth has to be better. I think play call
At times,
sure. It feels
a lot of it
like
is
RPO, so it looks one way. It looks like we're just handing it off left and right. But that's not really what it is.
the offense can't get into any sort of like they go through these periods where they look great, they're moving the ball, they can put points up, and then they just like 3 and out or 4 plays, 10 yards, and have to punt. Like
that was kind of surprising.
Rock looks like what we've hoped he would look like.
Yeah,
he and Blake need to be your offense moving forward.
I am going to disagree there, only because we have more weapons. Where's Blake Humsey? Where's Demir? It feels like the offense has been handcuffed.
Stop using the run to try to set up the pass.
It can be, you can flip that.
Throw the ball down the field and it'll open the run up.
Spread it, open it up, spread the ball around. That will open up the box. Let Blake be Blake.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
The stuff that they do typically is a segue to get people to change clothes, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that the 3-point stuff was a segue to get the musical guests on there, with the musical guests buying time to have a scrimmage at the end to get everybody, guys and girls, to scrimmage.
Right.
The scrimmaging never happened. I was like, wait, they're not effing scrimmaging, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Like, how's the highlight weirdo 3-point contest and whatever this other thing was, and ugly slam contest? I'm like, slam dunk contest. Like, bro, what? Like, why was there no scrimmage? Like, I've seen every Memphis Madness event in my life. I've seen all of them. I remember the one they had.
Been to the majority of them.
I've been to the majority. I remember the joint at the Coliseum.
Right.
I remember staying up till midnight to watch midnight match. I've seen all of them.
Right.
But the best part has always been that opportunity to see the guys get up and down the court.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.